So traveling is a challenge with a different structure on emotional energy. But Mr. Delicious and I went on a 6-week holiday last year through Europe with some friends, and living in a big villa with 6 other people and trying to get my quiet time, and then just traveling with him, and all great people, wonderful time. We got really good towards the end of it at working out the dance steps of how much time I need and how much time he needs. So I am looking forward to this trip, and I am looking forward to going to Bali. And I suppose the movie Eat, Pray, Love comes to mind, and my brother-in-law is an amazingly charismatic guy. They call him the Godfather of New York, Mad Mark Baker. I didn't know, he's a skateboarder, one of the lords of Dogtown, or anyway, I'm not a skateboarding person, but I know people that were at a dinner party not long ago, and someone said, "Do you know who your brother-in-law is?" And I know he's a pretty cool dude, and I know in New York a couple of times we've been over there, he's like a celebrity, and he runs big nightclubs and drives Bentleys and black Ferraris out to the Hamptons, and we have a pretty special time. But more than anything else, he's like his brother, but different. But watching my husband and his brother together and watching the love that they have, even though they're quite different, it's lovely to be a part of that. And I also get to see that when I see my boys together. They're very different personalities, but they have a love and respect and a gentleness and a connection that's a world all of their own. And me being a tribal orphan, not having biological tribes, but only heart connections, being around, to be able to say, that's my brother-in-law, is kind of nice. So I'm really looking forward to that adventure. And he's just opened a big nightclub / restaurant in Bali. After spending years of doing it in New York, Bali was a place he always went to recharge, and often my husband and he would meet there as brothers and have holidays. And he always used to say, when we're in the hub of New York, I'm going to open this club in Bali. And he, you can Google it. It's called Townhouse if you want to see it. It's got a juice bar and a restaurant and a nightclub, and it's just so cool to watch people realize dreams. And I'm very excited more about supporting my beautiful brother-in-law and seeing his dream. He's been up and running about a year now, but Mr. Delicious had to have a knee replacement, so we sort of thought after he was up and walking again we would go. So and then when we get back I go off to Noosa for the month, so I'm really looking forward to that. But very extroverted personalities and big adventures and lots of socialising. So it's nice to have quiet time to myself so I can survive that. And as I started to say in the previous blog, that solitude is an act of love and isolation is an act of fear. And if I get enough time in solitude, I don't isolate. But if I don't get enough time in solitude, I do isolate. And I act out in isolating behaviours. I get bitchy. I push people back. I run out of emotional fuel because I haven't had enough solitude time. And in saying that, a big part of me giving myself permission to take this month out, I have been telling my clients over and over and over, you've got to take time out, and what do you need, and when was the last time? And I noticed that, I was not taking enough time out for myself, and had been putting this next book on the back burner, partially because I was terrified and partially because I felt guilty asking Mr. Delicious, if he'd leave me to have a solo time to get this book written. It's very hard to do when you live under the same roof with somebody, to just turn everything off and just write. And God love him, he said, well, why don't you let me book you a nice place at Noosa? It's on me, my treat, and I'll come up and be your boyfriend on weekends. And oh my God, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.